Thank all of you for being here. It's truly a privilege that I get to introduce our speaker tonight, Ginni Thomas. Ginni has been in the political field for over 30 years. Namestays, Dick Armey, Hillsdale College, Heritage Foundation, backbones of conservatism in institutions and men. Ginni took the bull by the horns. You know what's so beautiful about the Tea Party? It wasn't one of those things that started at the top and by a few people and said, let's create something. It was a spontaneous reaction. But that reaction needs to have some means to coordinate and communicate effectively. Ginni took the bull by the horns and created Liberty Central. So now we've got an electronic hub that brings Tea Party, Patriots, the 912 groups together. From coast to coast, border to border, we now have instant links, instant communications. And it's been the hours and hours, not to speak of the financial sacrifices that she has made, not for herself, she doesn't get anything out of it, but it's for her country and for all of us. And it's with the greatest pleasure that I introduce our speaker, Ginni Thomas.
Thank you so much. Whoa. Okay. I love Jacksonville, Florida. Can I just say that? I love this country, but Jacksonville has something special in it, and it starts with Billy Tucker. Can you guys just give her a round of applause? Woo. You know, it's funny. I know that I am with the choir that we sing to all the time. I know you guys see the problem. You see that America is changing, and you're rising to the occasion just like I did, just like Billy did, just like so many of you did. And so I'm talking to the choir, but you know what I mean, that you either see it or you don't. You have a number of friends that you're talking to, and they're just living their life as usual, and they don't see the problem that you guys see and that I see. And so we just have to do a little bit of choir work, don't we? We have to go out on our own and go solo sometimes and do what we can. So Liberty Central does have a virtual public square, but you know what? It doesn't work if you're just doing the virtual thing. You have to find like-minded people like us to connect with, to make us feel like we're not crazy, that we are passionate. We can learn more from each other one by one or on the internet. So it was with great pleasure that I found Billy Tucker in Jacksonville in the First Coast Tea Party in January of this year. We were saying, I can't believe it's not even been a year. It feels like she's my sister, and that we've been bonded since birth or something. But in January, I came to the First Coast Tea Party, had such a wonderful time hosting the Tea Party Patriot Strategic Retreat. And it was a fabulous time, and it was where I fell in love with the Tea Party, person by person. Just getting to know people like you, people like I love, people like, I came from Nebraska, they were like me, they were like the people I grew up with. The best of America was coming forward to help our country in this time. And America is changing. And if we don't do more, I mean, we can't just sit around in rooms like this and talk to one another and think it's going to get better. We have to grow our ranks. Each one of us has to bring 10 more people to the next one of these. We just have to keep working because it's not guaranteed. I've been up against the other side, and they don't play fair. They're not nice, they bully, they'll intimidate, they'll call you names, they'll not engage on the issues, and they're mean, they're nasty. And I've lived through those days, and I know there's dark days ahead for the Tea Party movement or for any of us as we get more effective. That's what they do. They come after you if you're effective. And they've started coming after Billy. They've started coming after the Tea Party. But as I told her, I came in on Monday and I said I should have brought the Sunday Washington Post. It was hysterical. You guys need to get it online. And up on the left-hand side, after months and months, or a year or more, of the Tea Party movement coming to Washington, have you heard us? Can you see us? Can you feel us? And they've been like, no, we don't believe that. Sunday, it said in the Washington Post, okay, the Tea Party's here. What do you want? And it was a snarky little headline in the Sunday Washington Post, and it really is a place where it has arrived. It's credible, it's established, you're being taken seriously. And something has happened. I think it happened with the Christine O'Donnell race, where suddenly you surprised the Republican and Democrat establishment. I mean, in Delaware, yes. Amen. They expected 30,000 people to turn out, but 56,000. And boots on the ground made the difference in Delaware, and that's what's going to happen in every state, in every ballot box. When boots on the ground show up that weren't expected to show up, when you get the 10 more people that weren't involved in politics before, weren't as scared and nervous about their country as before, the people who showed up at the city council today, that gets their attention. And then when you have the media's attention too, then you're talking the currency of politicians, Politicians want to look good in public, and if you've got boots on the ground and the media putting more scrutiny on what they're doing, then you've got their attention. And as I was saying to Billy, the job of a politician is changing, and that's what they have to understand now. Politicians, it used to be a nice job. You could give things out to people, and people would love you for the things that they'd give, and it was a good deal, really. But the job has changed, and the country is in crisis. And now it's not a matter of giving things out. It's a matter of making the pain digestible, because it's all going to be painful. Don't let anyone say it won't be. To cut government, they have spent decades growing the dependency in the Washington area on government. They've dumbed down our kids in the schools. They've infected Hollywood or publishing houses. And so the common culture all around us is contrary to where we're going. So we're up against a very big battle. And it's not going to be easy. I think we're going to have to find all the friends that we have, zip code by zip code, because there may be some dark days ahead. I hope that there'll be just great days ahead. Thank you. You're nice. I love Jacksonville. So responsive. So, if there are darker days ahead, we'll have friends, won't we? We'll know each other. We'll be able to find each other, and we'll be okay because we're Americans. We can do this. So whatever it takes, we need to bring our country back, and we're all suffering. These are not policies without consequences. When we were over at Channel 4 today doing an interview, and the woman said, but you could tell she was trying to make a very good case for the other side. And I said, it's not time to play with policy anymore. You can see the policies, they either work or they don't work. You look at unemployment is up at a level, long-term unemployment is at a level that is not even, it goes back to the 1940s when the Labor Department was collecting data. That's how bad it is right now. We've never seen such long-term unemployment. And then the people that with power came in and said, we can solve it with this big stimulus that Billy talked about. Well, that was to save 3.4 million jobs they were going to create. And it cost 2.9 million jobs. So that is that's like over 6 million jobs that they were wrong on. So let's just stop playing that policy game. That's not working. The other team has other policy ideas. It means tax policies where people keep more of their own money in their own pocket. The free market can actually work if you give it room to breathe and the ability to don't pick winners and losers from Washington like the bailouts are doing, but let the free market work and the invisible hand of the market that Adam Smith and others told us about.